Okay, hello, good morning. This is my demo for my SVM models. We have linear, RBF, and poly. Okay, so here are my libraries po. Ang new po today is yung itong for the SVM. And then, ito po familiar, standard scalar. We've been using this all throughout the course for future engineering para i-match po yung mga high values. And then, ito po yung for the classification, accuracy score. But later, parang i-summarize natin yung accuracy score. Okay, so, ayan, ito po. Yung initial values, 4 lang. Kasi hindi ko po nalagay na number. And then, data summaries. So, we have 1,000 rows of data. And yung statistical summaries po nila. Mean for the age, cholesterol, ayun po. And then yung target variable natin is yung heart attack risk. So ito po siya in a total of 1,000. Sa 1,000, meron tayong around 847 yung zero po or fall sa heart attack risk, and then 153 yung naka-positive. So ito po, 1,000 records with 8 features, no missing values. About the missing values, so nag-check po ng null pero hindi po talaga yan null from my observation. And then 15% are high-risk individuals. Ayan po. So let's proceed to the visualization. For the visualization, we just we got all of the features and we distribute it among each feature. So ito po. Distribution of age, cholesterol, systolic BP, BMI. I think this is distributed towards heart attack risk. Ito po. Ayan. And then yung correlation matrix, ano po, para makita yung relationship niya with the heart attack risk. So let's look at this. For example, cholesterol into correlation matrix para po makita natin yung relationship niya with with each feature. So cholesterol is to age, makita natin it's negative 0.05. Ang pinaka-highest po natin is diabetes towards heart attack risk na 60%. And then ang lowest po natin, as we can see here, is second lowest, is smoking. Meron tayong 31%. So smoking is to heart attack risk. Ayan po. Whereas yung mga exercise hours towards diabetes, for example, merong positive improvement ng onte towards removing diabetes, and heart attack naman meron siyang positive na onte. So parang medium to moderate lang yung yung impact ng exercise, or maybe that's a data set. Ayan. So we can see diabetes has a massive correlation to heart attack, as well as yung smoking na 31%. And then box plots po, feature distribution by heart attack risk. So, kunyari po, age by heart attack risk. So, as age increases, meron tayong increase ng heart attack risk. As cholesterol increases, merong merong super minimal increase. And then by BP, meron din increase. BMI, hindi po ibig sabihin na the lower the BMI, the lower the heart attack risk. No. Kasi po, meron po tayong optimal BMI around 18 ata to 25, if I'm correct. And makita po natin as nag-increase po siya mga around 28 above kasi yun po ang category ng obese. So it's obvious po dito na yung mga obese pataas, sila po ay may higher rate ng heart attack. So if you can see this, the difference from BMI towards heart attack risk. Ito po, kita po yung difference. And then exercise hours, halos minimal po yung yung correlation po niya with heart attack risk. Almost hindi po makita sa box plot. Basta from my understanding po, good po itong box plot para makita po yung mga obvious differences para ma-alarm tayo kung malaki yung gap. Ayun po. And then, ito po, smoking versus heart attack. Low risk. Low risk smoking is low risk is usually low risk heart attack. And then habang bumababa po yung blue po natin, tumataas po yung high risk sa heart attack. Parang ganun po siya, smoking versus heart attack. Then diabetes, almost the same. Pero ang difference na po nila is mas malakas po ang effect ng diabetes towards heart attack. Like obvious po dito, like both is bad po. Pero based on these two graphs, obvious po na yung diabetes, it has based on that data, it has a direct effect, the negative towards heart attack compared to smoking na possibly medyo indirect lang siya kasi ano po, based on the data, based on the graph, itong two graphs po. Okay. And then data pre-processing to preparing for the yung SVM modeling po natin later. Ito po siya. Feature matrix, tingin-tingin lang, shape. Okay, seems similar pero nag-process po tayo ng training and testing data for the training. Okay, feature scaling po para po kasi for example yung si cholesterol represented siya by the hundreds. Ito po siya like parang ano po siya 220, 240, 260, 300. And malaki po yung numerical value niya. So we need feature scaling po para po magpantay-pantay po yung mga features. For example, 250 cholesterol is to age ng kunwari 30. Parang it needs to be toned down para mag-match sa lower number values. Ayun po. We are here. And then yung model training po natin, we use the yung library po natin pang scores. So, kasi diretso po siya na kino-compute yung accuracy score. So, lahat po sila, we have we use three kernels, linear, RBF, poly. Each po is exactly yung score po nila, 90%. And then, ayun po. And then, yung i-visualize po natin yung two most important features, yung diabetes and smoking. Ayun po. Okay. And then, model evaluation. Ito pong accuracy score, it's partly ng model evaluation. Pero let's further evaluate using visuals po para po makita po natin yung decision boundary. So, ito po tayo sa linear. Ano po siya? Straight line, decision boundary. RBF po ay expected nang magkaroon ng minimal curve. Pero siguro based on the data, hindi obvious yung curve niya. Or maybe sa technique ko po, hindi ko po siya ipa-obvious. Whereas yung poly po, obvious po yung curve. Yung regularization niya. Siguro po dahil poly is made, maganda po siya for doing complex complex analysis. And ayan po, this ends my demonstration of my model. Thank you, sir.